Poison damage taking the knockout on our first turn going first is absolutely disgusting. Conkeldurr has been my absolute favorite deck to play. With the introduction of Precious Trolley, it's finally able to set up and actually work. We do play the 4-1-4 line of the Timburr, Gurdurr, Conkeldurr lines. We have the 4 rare candies to be able to evolve our Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr does 250 damage with its gutsy swing attack. It just rolls all the big basic Pokemon. It's a lot of fun to play. And with Binding Mochi and Radiant Hisuian Sneasler, along with Brute Bonnet Poisoning, it allows you to attack for free and do an additional 30 damage between each turn. So essentially you're doing 320 damage for absolutely 0 energy. You just have to get it set up. It's been so much fun to play. I've just been rolling through big basic decks, rolling through Lost Box decks. The only thing it kind of struggles with is Gardevoir, but everything struggles against Gardevoir, it seems. Brute Bonnet Poison, there is some more plays we have with this ability. We're able to use the Pecharunt and its Toxic Subjugation ability to do 8 damage counters to our opponent's active. A lot of times in the early game, especially like when you go first, this is your preferred starter. And then you want to get Brute Bonnet and Radiant Sneasler down, and you can start taking knockouts on small HP Pokemon like Charmander, Dreepy, Ralts, Bidoof, whatever cards that your opponent has to be able to set up their board state. Most of the time they could be taken out with the Pecharunt in the early game, and if they don't have an answer for it, you could just continue to poison your opponent's Pokemon, and they eventually just have to deal with it, allowing you to set up the Conkeldurrs in the background. We do play the Pecharunt EX. This does allow us to get around decks like Snorlax Stall and basically just Snorlax Stall type decks, control decks that want to trap your, Conkeldurrs, or they want to trap your Rotoms, Fezandipiti, Sneaslers. It allows you to push up your Pecharunt and just poison them. Eventually, you do get the win against those type of decks as long as you're able to get both of the Pecharunts into play. Brute Bonnet, we do play 2 Brute Bonnet with 4 Ancient Booster Energy Capsules. The reason we play 4 Ancient Booster Energy Capsules is because everybody goes after them. They use their Lost Vacuums. They want to KO the Brute Bonnets. That's honestly one of the ways to, beat this deck, is to take out the Brute Bonnets. If you can't poison the Conkeldurr, then you can't attack. So we do play the 4 Ancient Booster Energy Capsules to kind of play around our opponent having multiple Lost Vacuums, and then we still have at least 1 or 2 to be able to cycle through with our Super Rods. Super Rod is probably the one card that's kind of flexible in this deck. You could just play 2 Night Stretchers. Most of the time when I play Super Rod, I want a specific card and I want it back immediately. But then other times I do end up needing Super Rod to put back multiple pieces, multiple Conkeldurrs, multiple Gurdurrs, multiple Timburrs, and then Night Stretcher just doesn't cut it. So I've stayed with the Super Rods for now, but could see myself switching this to Night Stretcher. Precious Trolley is absurd. Getting Precious Trolley on your first turn, going first, you just win. I've never lost a game whenever I've gotten Precious Trolley on my first turn going first. And there's a very, very high win percentage. I think I was like 12-2 or 12-3 whenever I went second and had Arven to be able to search it out. Whenever this gets prized, this deck kind of falls apart. It's really hard to piece it together. You can still take knockouts, in early game with Pecharunt and Conkeldurr, depending on the rest of your setup, but it can be kind of a struggle without the Precious Trolley. We do play the 3 Binding Mochi, allowing our Conkeldurrs to hit 290. We do play the 1-4 Seal Zone for our Rotom and Lumineon. If you go first, you normally want to put down a Rotom so you can use Instant Charge to get 3 additional cards into your hands. We play 3 Switch Carts. We don't want to be trapped in the active, and we don't want to play the Pecharunt EX unless we kind of absolutely have to. This is like a break, just a case of emergency type card if you're playing a stall type deck. This is our answer to those decks, and that's basically all it's for. Sometimes you could kind of cheese your opponent by benching this and then using your Pecharunt and just taking a few knockouts before they can even get going. But you have to be very careful with your bench space because you can run out of bench space, and you always want 2 of your Timburr in play. Early game Rotom Instant Charge, absurdly strong in this deck. And then in the later game, you can use your Collapsed Stadium to dump your Rotom, your Lumineon, or your Pecharunt, and then you can use Thorton to get rid of another liability. So if you have 2 liabilities in play, we do have ways to get those out of our bench and active space using Thorton. And a lot of times you can use Thorton to go into a Timburr, and then you could Rare Candy and just kind of catch your opponent off guard. Overall, this deck has been insanely powerful into the current meta. There's just so many big basic decks that can do absolutely nothing about a 250 damage single price Pokemon. As long as it sets up, you're going to win. You're going to win a lot of games with this deck, and you're going to have a lot of fun doing it. Let's hop into some games, show you how strong this really is. Powder, and with the Binding Mochi, we are taking a knockout on a Raging Bolt with a Bravery Charm doing the exact 290 damage. All right, we lost the coin flip, which is kind of unfortunate. We really do like to go first with this deck. When we go second, it can be kind of rough, but we do have the Pecharunt for the poison damage. The poison damage does add up. They're letting us go first, which is fantastic. Maybe we'll get a turn 1 donk here. We have the Precious Trolley and the Pecharunt start and Town Store. If our opponent only starts 1 Pokemon, we have the turn 1 donk here. Let's see what they do. Start 1 Pokemon. We might have the turn 1 donk here. I think we have it. As long as we didn't prize. We did not prize anything. This is amazing. We don't even have to use our Pecharunt EX to put that up in the active. Go ahead and grab our Ancient Booster Capsule. And we're going to be winning on our first turn, going first with poison damage. This is fantastic. I've been trying to get this for so long. This is crazy. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll instant charge, and that's game. They don't have anything on their bench. Poison damage taking the knockout on our first turn, going first, is absolutely disgusting. If our opponent takes a knockout on our only Timburr, well, we're going to start Timburr. We're going to see what our opponent's playing. We could Nest Ball for another Timburr if we have to. We can't leave a single Timburr on the board if it's something that's going to take a turn 2 knockout going second. If we're playing like Roaring Moon or something like that, then we have to have multiple Timburrs down. As long as we have more than 1 Timburr down, they never get us into a board state where we don't have an attacker. We always win those matchups. I don't think we've lost a single matchup against Roaring Moon, Raging Bolt, Miraidon, any of the big basic decks. Terrapagos is funny to play against. Bidoof start. Wait. Do we have the play? Do we have the play? We need... I think we're... I think we have it. Hold on, let's see if we prize the Pecharunt. Gotta have both Pecharunts. Oh, we prized it. We prized the other Pecharunt. Dang it. Okay, I'm not sure what we're playing. The Bidoof could really be anything, so we're just going to go ahead and get our board set up here. We're going to grab another Timburr. We're going to Town Store. We'll grab the booster capsule. We'll probably... Yeah, we should definitely grab Rotom here. I know we're discarding 2 Ultra Balls, but we do have the 4 Seal Stone play next turn if we need it. Getting rid of Super Rod never feels good either, but I think we're going to be okay here. Prize the Pecharunt. If we wouldn't have prized the Pecharunt, we would have had the game on our first turn going first right there. Eventually, we're going to get that play. Eventually, we're going to get it. One of these days, we're going to go first. One of these matches, we're going to go first, and we're going to donk our opponent. Okay, we're playing Charizard. This matchup can be pretty sketchy, especially since we prized our Pecharunt. Our best Pokemon in this matchup is honestly the Pecharunt, because we could just take knockouts with the poison damage and not have to worry about setting up our Conkeldurrs until they get Charizard, and then we could just, use Binding Mochi, do 290 damage to their Charizard, and then let the poison knock it out later. Ooh, Hero's Cape. Wow. Man, Charizard could play anything, can't it? All right, let's see. I really wish we had the Pecharunt. The basic Pecharunt is honestly our best Pokemon. But we have to get it out of the prizes here. Do need to set up another Timburr. Getting rid of the Super Rod is looking worse and worse as we go along here. We're going to need to cycle our Conkeldurrs, honestly. All right, we'll go ahead and attach the Binding Mochi. We could probably just play the Seal Stone, and then we'll hit our opponent with Iono, hopefully reducing their hand here. Here's the Trolley. We do have a follow-up Conkeldurr. Basically, perfect next turn. As long as they don't hand disrupt us, we should have everything we need for next turn. Let's go ahead and put this Binding Mochi down. Swinging for 500 damage against this poor little Bidoof. All right. We do have boss's orders next turn as well. Pecharunt. Oh. I still want to see the Pecharunt. The Pecharunt would be by far our best Pokemon. We would have already won the game if we had Pecharunt. Right now, it would be nice to pull out of the prizes just so we could do the 80 damage to knock out these basic Pokemon here. Just boss up a Pidgey, boss up a Charmander. All right. Rare Candy, Charizard or Pidgeot? Charizard, okay. We don't have a knockout on Charizard next turn, but we will be doing a massive amount of damage. And then we could just clean it up with poison later. This is where the Pecharunt's so valuable, because if they're just swinging into the Pecharunt and then we can knock back with the Conkeldurr, it's so much more powerful. All right. There's a Charmeleon of Evolution. We may have to take out 2... No! I forgot about the Hero's Cape. Okay. This is bad. This is actually bad. We're going to have to take 2 swings into this Charizard with Conkeldurr instead of just 1. That's tough. That's really tough. There's a Seal Stone. I think they're getting more value from our town store than we got. All right. Getting kind of sketchy. Getting kind of sketchy. What do we do here? Town store. Let's see if we have the other Timburr first. I honestly didn't check on that before we use a Nest Ball for it. Yeah, we do have another one, so we're going to go ahead and bench that. We may have to play Thorton at some point to get another Conkeldurr in play as well. We're setting up pretty well here. Just our opponent has a massive amount of HP because of that Hero's Cape. All right, we're going to be doing 320 damage this turn. Unfortunately, it's just not enough. We do still have our V-Star power. I don't think we need anything from it. I'm tempted to take out the Pidgey, honestly. Go ahead and grab next turn. They should be taking a knockout next turn. We could grab the counter catcher. I think we have to guarantee the rare candy next turn. This could get kind of ugly. I think we grab the Gurdurr. Yeah, we're going to grab the Gurdurr here because we're going to run out of rare candies otherwise. We have to do a manual evolution for one of these turns. All right, we're going to poison our Conkeldurr. We'll be swinging for 290, and then after the poison damage, our Charizard will have 320 on it. 10 short of the knockout, but even without the Hero's Cape. But with the Hero's Cape, we're honestly in trouble here. This is going to get kind of ugly, I think. If they evolve the Pidgey into Pidgeot, I think we just boss that up next turn, if we're able to. We do have the Precious Trolley, so we'll be able to grab Fezandipiti. Man, losing that Night Stretcher in the first turn is becoming more and more of a problem, isn't it? All right, they got rid of Seal Stone. I don't think they want to bench Rotom. It's pretty smart of our opponent, to be honest, to not want to bench the Rotom. Not sure about that. I guess they could just overwhelm us with Charizard here. Let's see. I don't know if I think we're going to run out of Conkeldurrs. This is a good match. This is a good match. Our opponent got his big Charizards out. This is where the Hero's Cape is a problem. We should be taking a knockout in return here, but we're just not because of Hero's Cape. We may have to Fezandipiti here. Let's see what we top deck. We need something good. We top deck the Conkeldurr. Love it. We'll take it, though. All right, we'll go ahead and grab our other Ancient Booster out. I think we go ahead and play Precious Trolley. I think we just have to grab... I think we have to grab our Fezandipiti. We really, really need a Super Rod here. So we're going to use Fezandipiti so we can flip the script, draw 3 cards. There's Counter Catcher. Do we swing into this Charizard? Because we do have a knockout with Pecharunt. We do still need to take a 1 prize knockout. So if we take these 2 prizes, we go down to 3, then our opponent goes down to 3, then we don't have the Counter Catcher option. Does it ever matter? Because we have Binding Mochi on here, and we have Rare Candy Conkeldurr already. We do have Boss's Orders in hand as well. I think we just take the prizes because we really need Pecharunt. I don't think there's a wrong play here. If we get hit with Iono, we could end up regretting this. That's the only thing that I could see happening. Yeah, let's just take the prizes. We need to get the other Pecharunt. That's going to be how we take our last prizes because we're going to run out of Conkeldurrs. If our opponent sees a Counter Catcher or a boss here and takes out our Rotom or Fezandipiti, that could heavily, heavily swing the prize trade in their favor. Let's just see what happens, though. Sometimes Charizard is just too big, especially with Hero's Cape. We honestly need... We need them to whiff a Gusting Effect. If they get a Gusting Effect, they just win. If they miss the boss's orders, Counter Catcher, then there's a chance that we could win. There's Pal Pad. Probably putting back Iono. Yeah, Iono and Arven. Them not seeing the Pidgeot this whole time is really, really good for us. Not seeing the Pecharunt this whole game has been really tough for us, honestly. All right, this is where we run out of Conkeldurrs. Don't think we have anything left there. So we're going to flip the script. Hopefully we grab a Super Rod here. We really, really need a Super Rod. There's Thorton. Okay. I think we just Thorton out the Rotom. And then just swing, right? Yeah. We got to get rid of the Rotom here. Trying to see if our opponent can do anything. See if they could do anything about what we're doing here. There's the Pecharunt. There's the Lumineon. Still need that Super Rod. Still need the Collapsed Stadium as well. I think we go ahead and bench the Brute Bonnet here because we're going to just be passing the turn, the following turn, because we're not going to want to take a knockout with Timburr. We could have saved the spot for Lumineon or Pecharunt, but I don't think we need it. Yeah, I think we're fine here. There's the Gutsy Swing for 290. 30 damage there. So coming into our turn, our opponent should get knocked out. If they want to take a KO, they could manually retreat. They could also have a switching effect and then a manual retreat. There's Radzard. They don't have an attack with Radzard. Yeah, this is where this is unfortunate. If they hit us with Iono here, we could be in trouble. Let's see what they do. Boss. They're going to take out the Fez. Okay. And then they just win, right? Well, they take out the Fez, then the Charizard goes down, then we just win. Okay. Yeah, Charizard goes down here. If we get Pecharunt off the prize cards, I'm gonna be kind of sad, not gonna lie. Because we could have just won with Pecharunt and Pecharunt. the basic Pecharunt and then the EX. Yeah, there's Pecharunt, of course. All right. Oh, we still have it. Yeah, we still have it. We could just use Switch Cart here. Take out the Pidgey. We're going to take out the Pidgey for the win here. If we would have had this Pecharunt from the very beginning, this game would not have lasted so long. It was a good game, though. It was a good game based on the prize cards that we had. Oh, I poisoned the Radiant Zard on accident. Is that just game over? Hold on. We got to piece this back together. I just messed up. We poisoned it too fast. I didn't play the boss. All right, what do we have in here? We have Rare Candy. Do we have the Super Rod? We don't have another Conkeldurr. Oh, that was a big mistake, wasn't it? Whoops. Hold on, we got a Fezandipiti here. We got a Fezandipiti. We have to get a Super Rod here, don't we? Oh no. I just threw this game out the window, didn't I? Dang it. Because we can never get the Super Rod and Rare Candy with our current hand. All right. Well, we'll just boss up the Pidgey. Actually, we'll boss up the Charmander. They have an energy in hand. They just win. Oh, wait, we still have the other ability. I forgot we could use both abilities. I'm done. I've never used this ability twice in one game before. Oh my gosh. You learn something new every day, don't we? I completely forgot you could use both of those abilities in the same turn. Crazy. I was trolling that whole time, wasn't I? It was a good match, though. This was a good match. I thought that the Toxic Powder was once per turn, not going to lie. It's once per Pokemon per turn. All right, let me know what you guys think of the Conkeldurr deck list. I mean, we've been absolutely rolling our opponents whenever we get set up. It does have an issue of bricking sometimes, especially when you prize the Precious Trolley. But when we get set up, man, this thing is just rolling over these current meta decks and decks we're seeing on the ladder. Let me know down in the comments what you think.